Hello everyone, my name is Paul and I will show you today how to work on CAD Decor PRO with kitchen module. And just click on a new design. Let's start by naming it a kitchen project. Just click on new. Now we just need a simple room so we can leave the settings for the wall editor as is. The 4.5 meters by 4.5 is enough for us. Same thing for the height and the thickness. So just click on the draw. Now for the windows and the doors, we'll just skip this part. In this video I just want to show you guys how to work with the kitchen cabinets. If you're still not sure how to do it, you can, in the previous video, you can find all of the information about the windows and doors. So for now, let's just jump to the kitchen cabinets. Let's just click on the cabinets button right here. Select the database and click OK. And just give it a second to load the database. And there we go. From this window, we can select all of the types and colors for the kitchen set we would like to use. So we can start by clicking on the magnifying glass right here and choosing the set for the front that we would like to use on our kitchen. So let's use this one and close the magnifying glass. For the colors, we can either use the colors like a standard colors or a wood finish at the bottom right here. Let's just go for light color. There we go. Same thing for the front, I would recommend. Now for the worktop, which is the countertop, we can pre-select the type. Of course, you can change it after, but from this window we can pre-select all of the options. We have a light color of cabinet, so let's go for a dark countertop. Well, maybe this one. But just forget one option, handle. So if you would like to have handles on the cabinets, you can just click on no handle option to deselect. You can just click on the handle option to deselect and click on the magnifying glass to preview all of the handles as previously we did with the set, with the fronts. So from this view we can go through all of the handles. Let's say this one. We can choose this one. Close the magnifying glass. For the cornice, for the upper, bottom, and for the countertop cornice, we can predefine the type, as you see, like the style of the pieces, and the colors. Now, one thing, this one, for example, is for the countertop. I prefer this one. Looks really nice in the project. For the colors, of course, those will not match in the orange colors. They will not match the colors we pre-selected for the cabinets and the countertop. So I just want to leave it for now to show you guys how easy it is to create them and how easy it is to change the textures on kitchen cabinets. So I'll just leave it as is in the orange, so we can see them easily. So yeah, let's just click finish for now. And that way we have all of the kitchen cabinets from the database. As you see, there's 2,167 elements for a kitchen cabinet, so I'm sure we can find all of the sizes and all of the types we are looking for. So let's start with the bottom cabinets. So the type of the cabinets, we can pre-select it from this point right here. Bottom cabinet H720, that's the height 72 centimeters. That's where you will find most of the bottom cabinets. As you see, there's a lot of them, so instead of going through all of them, we can just define the sizes. So the X here is the width, Y is the depth, and Z is the height. Since we want to use different width of the cabinets in our project, but the same depth, let's say 58 centimeters, and the height 72, we can just type in, but we can just choose those two options here, and that way we'll see all of the cabinets that fall into those predefined measurement. So let's just start with a small cabinet in the corner right here. Yeah, this one for example. What we can do, we can insert it by indicating a point or the corner. Now, if we indicate a point, we will have to click on the corner and insert the element the same way as we did with the interior elements from this option right here. Now, what we can do, just to make it easier, is click on the two corner option and click on the wall. Now, the one thing you guys, I want to highlight that you guys have to check, the handles. The thing about the handles is that not all of the fronts will have possibility of using all of the handles. So computer or the software will tell you that pre-selected handle is not available for this front. It should not be used. That's why you see no handles in this point right here. So what we can do is just click on no handle and change it to one of the settings. So we can define which handle we would like to use. Now those handles are the type, those handles will fall into the type that can be used with this type of the front. So as you see, there's much less of them than in the previous window. Let's just select standard motoring 42. We can choose on which way do you want it, on the left side or on the right side. But yeah, let's leave it as it is right now and just click to the corner option right here. And now again, we just click on the wall as close as possible to the corner we want to start with. So let's just click right here. And as you see, the cabinet was placed in the corner, perfectly in the corner that we just clicked on. Now, the 4,100 millimeters distance, this is the calculation that the computer is showing you right away on the space available on this wall. So if you want to fill up the whole wall with the cabinets, it will tell you after each of the cabinets how much space you have left, so you don't have to use any kind of measuring tools after. But let's just keep adding to. But let's just add few more cabinets. Or let's look for the white one. Let's say this one. Okay? So instead of indicating a point or using two corner option, we can use add to the previous cabinet option. So we just select this, click on this, and from this point we can just tell the computer to place it on the left or on the right side of the cabinet that we previously placed in our project. So of course we're looking on the right side, we want it on the right, so just click on the right here, and the cabinet will be placed automatically on the right side of the cabinet that we not installed but placed previously. Let's look for, how about the cabinet with the sink? So cabinets under the sink, this is where you can find all of the cabinets with the sink. We can define again the sizes, so let's say depth 58, same as we had before, and the height 72. That way we can follow the same style all through the design. Let's use this one. So, and anytime you see a sink, as in this example, after the code of the cabinet, it means that there's an option to place this kind of object into the cabinet and place it automatically at the same time into the project. So in this case, if we would like to use this cabinet, we will have the option of placing the sink into it. Now, as you see, there's one additional option that's showing up when we select the cabinet with additional option here, household appliances selection. So just click on this, double click on the sink. Okay, now with this view we see all of the additional elements, with in this case sinks that we can use for this cabinet. So we can select the manufacturer or the type of the sink that we are looking for. Let's say stainless steel. As you see, there's quite a lot of them. It's still loading. Okay, there we go. So we can choose any of those sinks into our project. Let's just use this one for example. Now in the previous screen we can see the picture of the sink. In the diagram we see the sizes, so it's good to check the sizes always, just to make sure that we're not placing the a bigger sink in a smaller cabinet. So we know our cabinet is 1000 millimeters wide. The sink requires the space of 1000 millimeters too. So this is technically this is the biggest we can get for the sink with this cabinet. Let's head on to the add-ons option. Now from this option, sometimes you will see that some manufacturers recommend some add-ons to selected items. So in this case we have a sink, and a Blanco as a manufacturer saying that you can use any of those faucets as the add-on, and that's what the manufacturer recommends. Of course you don't have to, you can choose one of the other types of the faucets for your project, but it's just much easier if you go for any of these. So let's select the first one for example and click insert. As you see, there's a preview of our sink right here. Just confirm by clicking OK. And at this point we can tell that there is additional element with our cabinet. So we have a D10 cabinet with option sink in this size, plus we have a stainless steel sink called from manufacturer Blanco called Access 2, and that's the code of the product, with left chamber. Now let's add it to the right side of the previously inserted cabinet. Just click on the right here. Okay, let's look for one more of the bottom cabinets. Let's go back to the bottom cabinets, H720. We can again predefine the depth and the height just to make sure we are using the same sizes. Let's use one with drawers and some glass fronts. Again, all we have to do is just click add to the right, and you see the cabinet's right there. And as I said previously, the computer calculates the space that we have left on this wall. So we have 150 centimeters left. So how about we find the tall cabinet? Let's say bottom tall cabinets. Now in those cabinets you will find a lot of options to add refrigerators, freezers, ovens, microwaves, and so on. If you don't want to use any kind of add-ons for those cabinets, you just want to leave them as cabinets without the built-in option, then you can just either select one of the let's say this one or this one. This one actually already has the saved option from one of my previous projects, but let's use the one that I haven't used before. This one for example. There's no plus option as in those above right here, right? So if there's a plus, built-in refrigerator, that means that there's an option for refrigerator. If you want to delete it, you can click on that, go to the household appliances, just click delete. So that way it will just reset to the standard cabinet, and then you can use it as a standard cabinet. Or you can look through the appliances selection and add the fridge the same way we did with the sink. But let's say we just want to add it as a cabinet. So click on it, make sure there's no plus option saved under the object, and just click on the add to the right again. And as you see, the cabinet is already there. We have 90 centimeters left. Let's just close this for now. What we can look for? We can look for a fridge. So we can go to the household appliances selection right here. Okay, this opens all of the available appliances from all of the manufacturers. So let's say we go through the Bosch selection, and then we look for the fridge. There we go, freestanding. we have light colors, so maybe this will look nice. For the add-ons, of course, there's no add-ons for the fridge. In the preview, we can take a look at the object on the fridge. Sorry. Just click Insert. Now, this is the rotation angle that we can place in our design. Just keep it at a 0 for now. Click Insert. We can zoom in. Click on the corner once, and the object is here. Now we can go to the preview. I think our fridge is sticking a little bit outside the wall. Yeah. So let's go back to the settings. Yeah. So as you see, the yellow line right here is the wall, and the gray line is the fridge. So we can change the size of the cabinet just to fit in the fridge. We can check how much space do we need by using the measuring tool right here. So just click on it, then then select the first point to measure to the second point, and here it's going to show us what is the difference. There's 10 millimeters of the difference in the x-axis, which is right to the left, y, of course, top to the bottom, and z is the height. So we're looking at the x. We want to know from this point to this point. This is 10 millimeters. So what we can do, just zoom out, and and then we can look at the either kitchen cabinets or and then we can look at the kitchen cabinets and just change the size by double click. Now we don't have to go into the advanced options. We can just change the width from this point. We know it's 10 millimeters. Right now we have 600, so just change it to 590. And as you see, the red line is showing us the changes in the object. So just click OK. And what we can do is select the fridge and just drag and drop. And as you see, it fits perfectly to the wall right now. Okay, let's just place it in the middle. Okay, so what we can do to add the stove to our project is just click right here to the household appliances and choose one of the manufacturers and look for ceramic hobs or gas hobs, for example. Let's choose this one, for example, right now. Click Insert. Now this tells us more or less how you should place it, like 10 millimeters from the side of the cabinet and 30 millimeters from the wall, from the backsplash. Now the auto level option gives us the adjustment, like automatic adjustment for the height. Just click on Insert. Yeah, we just can leave it as it is for with the settings. Just click Insert and select the cabinet. So maybe I should do it again slower. Sorry for that. Let me just delete this. So from the household appliances, select any of the appliances you would like to use. Click Insert. From this point, just click Insert and click on the cabinet where you would like to have it placed. So size wise, we have this one or this one. I know it shouldn't be so close to the sink, but just for the sake of showing you guys how to do it, let's just choose this cabinet right here and click on it. And as you see, with the settings, with the 10 millimeters from the left side and 30 millimeters from the back, it was placed in our project. If we want to move it, we can just use drag and drop, and there we go, we have it on the middle. Okay, let's go to the preview just to make sure we have all of the items in the correct places. Okay, we're missing a countertop, wall cabinets. Okay, let's go through the wall cabinets. So go back to the cabinets button right here. From this module, we'll just go for wall cabinets or hanging cabinets. Okay, let's look for a few simple cabinets. Let's say this one. Now, so since this is the a wall cabinet, we have to start again with either indicating the point or using the to the corner option. Let's just use indicate the point option right now. Just click on this. So the triangle is showing us that the corner is pre-selected, so just click once. And the same thing as with the interior elements, you have to click again with the angle that you would like to have on the object. So click again, and as you see, the cabinet is there. Now it's showing us the available space. The green line doesn't show the space all the way to the corner because system is detecting that we have tall cabinets from this point and the fridge. So the 150 centimeters is the space from the beginning of the tall cabinet all the way to the corner. But the available space for the wall cabinets is only 200 centimeters. So we can keep adding, of course, or we can just leave it as it is for now. What do we need to add is the countertop. So for the countertop, we go to the worktops option right here. It's a very easy option where you can create the countertops automatically. So if you don't work with countertops, and if you don't know exact sizes of the slabs and stuff like that, just leave the settings with the sizes as it is. You can change the color, of course, if you would like to. This is the predefined color that we selected at the beginning when we were creating our kitchen set. What we can do here is just use the auto generate option. Let's click on that. Click yes. Okay. And the countertop is already in our project. Just click F12 on your keyboard to go to the preview. And as you see, the countertop is automatically placed everywhere around the bottom cabinets. Of course, the sink and the panel right here were automatically adjusted so it fits with our countertop. So we can just close the preview right now. What we'll do, we'll add the finish piece for the granite countertop and the top cornice for our cabinets. We can do it from this point right here, cornices and skirting boards. Just click on that. Okay, now we have three options here for the upper, lower, and the skirting boards. So just deselect the lower. We don't have enough of cabinets to make it look nice, I think. So just go for the upper and the skirting for now. We can again choose different style or stay with the pre-selected style from before. Same thing for the color. Right? Now we can either draw with this option. We can draw custom elements with this module, or we can just again use the generate option, just as we did with the countertop. So just click generate for now. And as you see, there's quite a lot of elements that just showed up. So let's go to the preview, click F12. There we go. We have the top pieces, we have the countertop piece, and it's generated automatically. Of course, we'll change the texture right now. So for the top pieces, just double click on the front of the cabinets and just drag and drop the texture as we did in the how to create the simple bathroom project before. And we can do the same thing for our countertop finish piece. So we can just drag and drop. There we go. One thing I recommend for the countertop pieces is to double click on all of them. So there's three pieces you have to click. So one is for the finish piece, one is for the top, and one is for the side of it. And you'll notice that the width and the height here it's set up for 600 millimeters. Now this is the size of the picture that the system is using to generate this kind of view. What you can do is either leave it as it is if it's okay for you, or you can just go to, let's say, 300 in the width. And let me show you how this changed already. See? And what we can do is do the same thing for the height. So as you see, it looks much better. It's not so blurry anymore. And in my opinion, it just looks much better. Of course, you can change the settings to your preferences, but I think this is the best option myself. Okay, what do we need? We need some tiles for backsplash. Let's go to the tiles. Okay, let's use this collection for example. Let's. I think there was a nice collection of 4x4 inch, which is 10 by 10 centimeters tiles right here. Oh, Montana. There we go. Let's start with the white tiles. Just drag and drop on the wall. Of course, you can use any tile you would like to, but I think this one will look nice on it. Double click on the wall, right click, and click on Move an Area. We'll do the same thing as we did in the previous video with the shower tiles. We'll just create the space for our tiles. To be detached from. So we just want this space more or less, nothing above. So what we can use now is the rectangular tool. Select the first corner, go to the second corner, click on the detach, and click outside of the area we just detached. And as you see, those tiles are separated from the backsplash area. So right click, delete tiles, delete. There we go. We have tiles only left on in the backsplash area. Let's do the same thing on this wall. So just drag and drop. We can either align the corners, it's more or less like this. Double click on it again. Use the rectangular tool. From one corner to the other, a little bit higher. There we go. Detach. Double click outside. Right click, delete, delete. There we go. Well, we just have to adjust the grout line so we can use the Move an Area option. There we go. And we have our backsplash. Now we can add some inserts or different colors. We can either do it in stripes and lines, say like this, or we can do it by pieces. So in this tab with the option singlet, you can just drag and drop the inserts, some areas. Say like this. Let's got one here, one there. Maybe one here, one more. Okay, so we have some inserts, we have different color. Yeah, let's choose the floor tile. So for this kind of cabinets, probably a single color and a dark. Let's just drag and drop. Oh, sorry. You have to remember on the entire area when you place the tiles for the first time. That's actually interesting. A wood-looking tile. Okay. Let's add the colors on the wall, the wall paint. So double-click on the wall, go to the color, and let's look maybe for some gray color like this. And what we can do right now to add the paint on the rest of the walls, it's either drag and drop on all of them, or just hold Shift while or just hold the Shift while doing it on one of the walls without the paint. And as you see, the materials was changed on all of the walls. Okay. One thing I recommend, if you wanna make sure that the countertop, for example, is reflecting, or it's giving you that gloss effect, the polished effect, just double click on it and increase the properties right here. I usually set it up to 40-45% on the gloss and about 20 to 25% in the reflections. That way it looks more natural. It gives you that polished effect. Okay, let's see how it looks like with the lights. Now, where do we have our lights? We didn't add any pot lights in our project. we have only the predefined halogen lights. So let's just close the preview for now. Zoom out. Let's take those and delete. Okay, so to add the interior lights, we'll just go back to the interior design elements. To search for the objects, again, just type in what you look for in the search bar. Choose the option you're looking for. Select the option, select the object. Now just make sure that your insertion level is saying 2600. This is 260 centimeters. That way we'll know it fits perfectly to the wall height we have, which is 260 centimeters. So just make sure it says 2600 here. Click insert. Let's place 3 of them in the line here and another line somewhere there with 3. We can just copy and paste. We don't have to place them one by one. You can use Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V on the keyboard. Say one here, another one about here. We can select them all, Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V to copy paste same objects and into our project. Okay, let's go back to the preview with F12. There we go, we have some ceiling lights. Now let's just adjust them with the strength. Let's drop it to about 30%. And for the color, let's just go to the middle, which is more white color instead of the orange. For the point light, we'll do the same thing. We need to drop the intensity and change the color to more white color of the light. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Let's go to the path tracing, click preview, and start. Now, as always, the first time you use the rendering in any kind of projects, it takes a little bit longer because all of the settings will have to be loaded initially. There we go, there's some preview right here. I think it looks too white for some reason. What we can do, instead of going back to the light settings, we can just drop the white balance right here. Okay, we can increase or decrease the color saturation. Gonna work on a brightness reduction. It's a little bit too dark. Let's keep it more like that. Exposure, no, that's way too high. I think we should have it here. Contrast. Okay, now let's close the preview. Let's come closer so we can see if the reflections that we applied are good enough, or if we have to change it, increase it or decrease it. Let's do it again. Just click start. Let's look at the project. Now, of course, it looks way too dark right now. We'll change the filters in a second. We just want to make sure that the other settings are good. Yep, the reflection, I think it's good enough. I think we can actually increase the countertop reflection and the gloss effect just to have it in a more polished look. So let's increase it to 56, let's say, and 40% on the reflection. The pattern on the countertop is quite busy, so we won't see that many reflections on it. So sometimes we have to increase the settings to show the effects of the element or of the finish. And as you see, we can right away tell that there's way more reflections, and the gloss effect is actually visible right now. Oh yeah, this looks much better. I think. Okay, so it's still too dark. So instead of going back to the light settings, change the filter settings. Let's go to... Oh, that's way too bright, sorry. No. Oh, there we go. That's the ones we were looking for. There we go. Yep. So what you can do, you can either change the filter settings right here and then adjust it with the color tones, or you can go back to the lights and just create a new render. Either or, right? It doesn't matter. You you can even use both of them for the best effect. But if you just want to create some simple design to present it quickly, this is the fast option right here. Now I just noticed that we have no grout lines on the tiles. Let's just add them quickly. Double click on the tiles, go to the grout, just drag and drop one of the colors. Okay, now let's create one more rendering with a little bit higher quality. Okay, let's see. So even though calculations are not done yet, they're about halfway done, but we can tell already that those settings for the light and the colors, they look very, very good. Of course, we can change the knobs. We can add more gloss to the cabinets, the same way as we did on the countertop. Feel free to change and play around, of course. But more or less, I think we have the whole kitchen finished. Just close this for now. Yeah, all of the objects, backsplash, tiles, wall paint, everything's here. And the calculations are done, as you see. Yeah, looks like our kitchen is finished. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let us know. And next video, I'll show you guys how to work on the rendering, pictures, video, and the VR with CAD Decor Pro and with Render Pros. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Goodbye.